Yo, what is good YouTube? Magdubs here, back with another video, guys. We have some breaking news coming out of New York. According to sources around the Giants camp, they have agreed to terms with free agent defensive tackle Brandin Bryant, a guy who's been in the NFL for about 4 years now. And in this video, I'm going to break down exactly what he brings to the Giants and why I think this could be, kind of an intriguing addition here to their defensive line. But it's also something that's not going to move the needle too much, but I'll tell you exactly why they brought him in on a deal. Before we get into the video, I need you guys to do me a little favor and smash that like button if you haven't already done so. Let's see if we can get the video up to 100 likes. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I will be covering the entirety of the NFL offseason, which includes, the rest of free agency, any trades that take place, training camp, guys. I'm going to be covering all of training camp, giving you highlights, news, notes, observations from every single day of training camp from now until the start of the season. And then I also will be live streaming games. So if you want to watch some New York Giants games with me live on the channel, make sure you guys join the family, turn on post notifications so you're notified every time we go live for a game, and also every time we post some breaking news like this in the NFL. But without any further ado, let's get into the video. So as we see here, Brandin Bryant's been in the NFL for about 4 years now, originally signing with the Cleveland Browns in 2019. And as you can see here, the stats don't lie. He hasn't really been too productive over his career. In 11 total games played, he's got on 9 tackles, 7 solo, and that's about it. No run stuffs, no sacks, no tackles for a loss, no pass deflections, no forced fumbles, no fumble recovery. So he hasn't really done too much in his career, and we can all see that. I'm not going to sit here and say this is a great pickup because he hasn't really proven too much. But what he does add is a guy who can come in here and just add depth. As you see, his name is right here. He's the 4th defensive tackle on the roster. Now, prior to adding him, they had, 3 nose tackles and 3 defensive tackles. Now, this just gives them a little bit more versatility, another guy that they can, potentially throw into the fire here during training camp and see if he can make a name for himself. Now, like I said, this is not going to be a move that moves the needle for them or makes them 10 times better or even, makes them a better playoff team. But I do think that this adds more competition to the group, which is something you always need in the NFL, especially during training camp when, you have 4 guys that compete for, maybe not the starting job, but for the backup job in terms of Raheem. You got Vernon Butler. Now you got Brandin Bryant. These 3 guys right here are going to work as hard as possible to win that number 2 job. So when you have an extra guy working and trying to win that job, it's going to make everyone work a little bit harder, and you're going to get the true potential out of most of these guys. So that's why I think that this is a very solid addition for them. Like I said, I don't even know if he's going to make the roster. He might not even make the practice squad. But at the end of the day, I think this helps them get more competitive. I think this helps them, reach their goal of getting their true talent onto the football field, and it's going to make sure that everyone on the team, on the defensive line, works extremely hard, because this is just another guy that can end up stealing some reps, stealing some time, and maybe even taking someone's job. I mean, you never really know. At the end of the day, I mean, it's a guy that hasn't played too well in his NFL career thus far. But we don't know that, maybe he can just snap and break out. Maybe this is going to be a breakout season and he ends up being one of the best. You never really know what someone's true potential is. So we'll see what happens. I think it's a low risk, high reward type of signing here for the Giants, who, look to just continue to add to this group as they head into training camp, which I believe they start practice maybe tomorrow or Wednesday. So we'll see what happens, guys. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the family, turn on post notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Today's video is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. And if you love playing fantasy sports like football, basketball, baseball, and so many other sports, but also love being able to win money, you're going to want to stick around for this whole segment. Introducing Underdog Fantasy, the ultimate platform for fantasy sports lovers. Do you want to experience the thrill of drafting your team and competing for huge prizes? Well, look no further. With Underdog Fantasy, you get access to a wide range of fantasy sports, including football, basketball, baseball, and so much more. But here's what makes Underdog Fantasy stand out from all of those other apps. They've got quick and user-friendly drafting process, a unique and exciting game formats, fair and competitive contest for all skill levels, and attractive bonuses and promotions. Not only can you draft teams and compete with others, but you can also play a game of higher and lower, which is personally my favorite thing to do on there, but you can potentially win 20 times the money you put down. And if you use code MattyDubs when you sign up, Underdog will match your first deposit up to $100. And what that means is basically when you deposit, let's say $100, they'll give you a free $100 to use and play with. Click the link in the description to get started, or head to the website right now to start dominating the fantasy world. And don't miss out on all the fun. Be a part of the Underdog community starting now. And don't forget, if you use code MattyDubs, they'll match your first deposit up to $100. Let's get started. Get into drafts with me starting today.